Welcome, Taurus, Gemini, to your Astrodice reading for March. This is the Goldwildfire channel, so welcome, welcome. I hope you guys are doing great out there. Thank you all for being here and watching. Okay, we do have some eclipses going on. Just got through that 3 portal, got that 3:30 portal coming in, so got quite a big month going on over here. So let's just get in here and see what's going on with you, my friends. For those of you who are new, this is where we take astrology with tarot, make small horoscope for the month, kind of breaking the month down, just using one of the 12 houses. So whichever house that's going to be, let's see. Let's see what we got here. We got some Pisces energy coming in to your 5th house of love and romance and things that you create and have fun with. I'm going straight into that, what's that, South Node. South Node. So for the South Node over here, I'm going to use Vesta because we're talking about that spirit within. We're talking about that soul's journey, that purpose. So, okay. Okay, let's see. So we have that Vesta going on there, representing your past life experiences and lessons that you've learned. It can also indicate your innate talents and gifts. So, you know, it's really talking about the things that you present. And I love that because we're in the 5th house over here of creativity. So that's very wonderful. But going over here to that Pisces, the energy is wistful, endlessly loving, compassionate, and forgiving. It confuses and softens to resolve. So really using that Pisces energy during this Pisces time. So yeah, could even be, you know, having a lot of daydreamy, just kind of aspects going on, right? Really wanting to focus on that goal. So it really could raise your creativity for sure. Let's see, going straight into that 5th house, but you have fun, romance, and create things you are proud of. So yes. So let's get in here and get straight into the situation. Let's see. Positive movement forward. Patience and planning. With the balance. So trying to balance something out over here that's going to take a little bit of patience in the very beginning of the month, right? Whether it's love, we're going to find out, is this love or is this a creative endeavor that you are doing? Something that you might be trying to take your hobby and make money with it, or, you know, keeping that band together. All those things can come together. So something, though, that makes you feel like you're really proud and you're really moving, whether it's, you know, this innate talent and gift, or if it's that love, might even be both, right? So let's see. But this is definitely something that's depicting on your past life energy. So this is saying, okay, so we're experiencing something that happened in our past life. Something that happened there is coming back around. Okay, so this is where you're going to maybe even feel like you might even have some deja vu. A lot of times when the South Node comes in for past experiences, we do start having a lot of deja vu. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've done this before. That's because more than likely you did, right? That's the whole idea. The only difference is that we want to change something. Something needs to be changed around the situation so that you right? Don't have that happening again. It's kind of crazy because the South Node, is encircled in Pisces. It's kind of crazy, right? So, but you don't want to think of the South Node as anything negative, right? Or any of that. It's just trying one more time. It's striking that balance within that situation. So you're trying to bring this together. Okay, so you're having, it says, while you're on your journey over here, just relax. Do not allow this to stress you out. Whatever the situation may be, whether it's this love or trying to bring this creative endeavor into place, or, trying to get that one, lyric for your band, right? It's kind of like, right? Because no matter what, this is where you really want to feel that passion, right? And really get that together. But it does feel like through this, there is some some negative thoughts. That's why I said you don't want to make this just into a negative thought, though, because it could feel a little negative. It could feel, because of the imbalance where you're trying to balance everything out, it could make it feel like everything's going against me at this time and it's not working for me. Why is it not working for me? All I want is this positive movement. I just want this to, go the way I want it to go, right? Yep. So it says just take some time out to relax. Just have the faith and the purpose that everything's going to work out just fine. Okay. You guys could be dealing with a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius. So definitely could be dealing with some kind of air sign. Sorry, guys. My dog's over here burping, and I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if you can hear that. She's whining, and then she got herself all in a frenzy. Okay, so... So anyways, going straight to the mid-month. She is the silliest thing, I have to tell you. Moving on from the situation, in the mid-month, it's just really about moving on, but really looking deep within the situation to where this love begins. For a lot of you, if this is a love situation, you just feel like they have you all in their head. Why are they causing conflict in the very beginning? It's the kind of like the feeling stuck up. I don't know where this is going, but I'm trying to keep the faith as much as possible. The moving on in the shadow is just really digging deep within the situation, looking at the pros and cons for that peace, for that love, for this to really come together. So it does feel like whatever this situation is, you do want it to work out. You just cannot figure out, how. But it's saying there has to be some patience, and you're going to have to, plan kind of your next step and your next maneuver around this situation. Yep, there it is. Traveling towards the situation, disengaging from this situation. I feel like there's like a disengagement as you're traveling towards her. It's almost like you're going to travel in a different way. Okay. If your partner is expecting you to come back a certain way, they're ready for a tower. Okay. Or if you know that they're coming towards you in a certain way, you're going to react different, because no matter what, it's almost like, I know this is going to end up in chaos. I know this is going to end up this way. So that's where you're trying to really strike that balance between the two, the situation. That way you don't feel like you're on two different pages, bringing that love back together. Okay. Because it does say you do have the Ace of Pentacles in the bottom of the deck. It's just about finding that balance and adapting to one another. So there is something that says it's pushed us away from each other, but now I have to figure out how to get back to them, but I have to react different. There has to be a different reaction. Maybe they're coming towards you and I just feel like they're expecting that same reaction from you, or you're expecting that same reaction from them, which then that sparks me to, that triggers. That's what it is. It's a triggering moment. So it's pretty much saying, no, we're going to do this differently this time. This is where that's coming in from that South Node. Doing the same thing again. We need to do something different. The South Node is karma. Okay. Remember, the South Node is also a part of your belief system. So if you believe that this is going to have this outcome, it's going to be this way, we have to overcome, kind of overcome that, realign with the situation so that your karmic quest over here can be different and you don't have the same outcome over and over again, right? So, I mean, this is where you want to work diligent and, you're going to really just kind of bring yourself into this place of just really peace within the situation, not allowing that trigger. So it's going to be like fine-tuning it. And even if it's in a creative endeavor, right, some kind of creative skill, if you're doing it to bring in the pleasure, the fifth house is fun, right? That's pleasure. If you're doing things from a place of pleasure, you're going to realize that you are going to release those things and you won't let them just continue to, irritate you, trigger you. And even, doing things differently it's just going to make a different outcome. Because remember, most karma is a karmic trench. It means we're doing the same thing over and over again and looking for a different result. Yet there wasn't enough change to change the result, right? So it says at the end of the month, you do have mental conflict, the foundations and achievements, and then the harmony. Finally, the lovers. My goodness. Finally finding that peace, but it's going to take all month just to get into that stride. Because there is a huge change that has to take place. There has to be an alignment to the situation. And so until you can actually find that alignment, you can actually find that peace, can actually find that coming together between, you and, your partner, you and your creative endeavor, you and yourself, however it's going to be. Okay, you're not going to really accumulate anything until that that's changed, until you adapt to that new. And it's going to take some time. Because you guys are going to have to get on the same page together. As you can see, you guys are not working together, right? So it's like you getting deep into your shadow side saying, well, how am I going to change that? So that sudden change and awareness of the tower, it just feels like, okay, well, let's bring the peace in the situation so we don't have the chaos. We just have the sudden insight and awakening. Oh, I can do it this way. So, but the mental conflict is still there. Bringing in the justice, it's going to be a lot of hard work and you're going to have to conserve a lot of energy, but you're also going to have to get out of your mind, or they're going to have to get out of their mind. Okay, to bring that balance. It's all about that balance. There goes that balance again. Balancing out the situation for the adaptability. This card is also a card of karma. It's also a card of law and attraction. So it's saying you're going to see the fairness and the truth to where these milestones are not being met still to the way that you want them to be met. It's calmer, right? Because you have the sudden change and the sudden awareness with the tower in the mid-month. But in the end of the month, you're noticing it's just not changed the way I want it to be changed. So I still have to clear those boundaries. I still have to have that open communication. Something has to be different with my love situation or this passionate endeavor that's going on. So I can feel like I'm actually, arriving to what I want. So it's going to be about you really following your heart, but actually having those communication and having those heart-to-heart conversations if this is a love situation, if you want that changed. Okay? It's also about creativity. That's why we love the Knight of Cups, because he says, I follow my heart, I follow my creativity, I follow my beauty, I follow my love, I give the cup of love, I give those proposals, but I'm also open and ready to have those heart-to-heart conversations in which it's talking about here. If I'm making boundaries and we're stepping up to have this real, but it's not just you just swinging a sword. It's actually saying I'm telling my truth, but we're having a heart-to-heart conversation, right? We're doing it from the heart, but we're also being very firm about the situation. Okay. I'm laying down my truth, my kind of like laying down my law of this is the way things need to be. You know, it's like if you're hurting me, I'm going to let you know. But it's not from the 100% emotional side, but it is definitely with an open heart. So it's saying, you are hurting me. We need to change this. You know? Or having that heart-to-heart conversation with yourself. I mean, if this is just a creative endeavor and you're trying to balance yourself out, maybe it's you getting, you know, having that heart-to-heart conversation with yourself. We have to do that. That means I'm getting firm with myself. Listen, man, I can't be doing this shit. You know, it's kind of like talking in the mirror at yourself. Well, what do you think this is? What do you think that is? That's talking in the mirror to yourself. That's contemplating, you having those contemplations. That's you contemplating and going through your head, weighing pros and cons within yourself. Right? So, okay. Well, if it was all because of a creative endeavor, because you keep getting stuck and you need to look at things deeper for your fun, that's fine. Right? Maybe you need to get down to the heart of things so that you can shift things. Man, I gotta stop thinking this way, you know. You know, like put the smack down on yourself. You gotta stop that shit. Right? And a lot of people think, well, that's crazy. No, what's crazy is not doing so in a lot of ways. Think about it. You're just going to let yourself run wild, run rapid, let your mind run rapid. That's not going to work. So it's no matter what the situation is, it's about getting down to your alignments, having deep conversations, getting through those choices. And a lot of those deep conversations with yourself is just choices. You running those pros and cons, right? If I do this, then that's going to be the outcome. Crap, I can't be doing that again. Right? But it's going to be finding that balance because the Lover's card also comes with a balance. It comes with a union. It comes with a love and a harmony and strength. Okay? And if you're dealing with someone else, it's going to bring in the strength of two. It's going to bring the love back together. It's you and your band or stuff like that. You guys need to come together so that way you guys can have that harmony and that peace so that you can do what it is you want to do. Because no matter what, this is showing there's so much disharmony where you're still trying. I mean, that's the overall, you know, message for the month. And it's the middle of the deck. It's saying this is where the disharmony is. Let's get in here and have these conversations. Let's find those abundances. Let's not do the same thing over and over again. You know, whether it's even from past life of 1800s or just, you know, past life 6 months ago. And shit, you never know. It could have been past life 6 months ago because it happened in the 1800s. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's just getting down to the point. But remember, the South Node, you know, also positions itself with the point of, you know, great insecurities. It does bring in insecurities. Why? Because we feel trapped. You guys are going to feel trapped in that area, right? So you might feel frustrated. You might feel, you know, exhausted. That's where you're going to have that hope and faith and calmness. Okay? Otherwise, it looks great. You're going to keep there's so much balance here. So it's really balancing out this situation. Okay? After you get through this, you're going to have a lot more high energy. Okay? Because the end of the deck here is, at the bottom, is finding the balance for the Magician to the Emperor. Okay? So you're definitely going to feel like you're balanced. You're going to feel like everything's finally on track so that you can take action to where you really want to create, where you feel like you're actually, you know, having the confidence to move on and feeling like, hey, you know what? Finally, this is going in my direction. But it was all about a lot of discipline. And of course, if you're dealing with someone else, it's going to be you two having to be on the same page with the same kind of power and the same kind of focus and the same kind of practicality. Okay, my friends. Until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.